What it do, man? It's your boy Battle Truth coming to you live and direct from the Battle Truth headquarters. Let's get right off into this. So it's finally over. Ben Simmons finally get the trade he been wanting. Ben Simmons get traded to the Brooklyn Nets for James Harden. Brooklyn Nets acquired Ben Simmons along with Seth Curry and Andre Drummond for James Harden, $200 million man. Finally, the drama is over. Ben wanted out of Philadelphia after not performing and living up to his potential. He was really scared and ashamed to return back to Philly, seeing that he was the reason why they lost and didn't make it to the final when they were projected to be one of the ones to do it. They got knocked out of the first round by the Atlanta Hawks. It was very embarrassing and terrible, but that's what happened. With that being said, no, hold on. They got knocked out of the second round, right? I think they got knocked out of the second round. Yeah, they got knocked out of the second round because I believe the Atlanta Hawks, I believe Philly beat Washington. Yeah, if I ain't mistaken. They got knocked out in the second round. Philly beat Washington. And they met Atlanta Hawks and then lost to that. So, with that being said, Ben Simmons just dropped the ball, man. Terrible. He's scared to score, don't want to score. They want to live up to the responsibility. And I don't feel sorry for the man. I'm keeping it real. I know this was a good trade for Brooklyn, though. But let me tell you why I don't feel sorry for him. I don't feel sorry for him because of this reason. You're complaining and whining because of you the problem. It wasn't nobody else's fault. You was the problem. You are the second best player on that team. You're getting paid almost $200 million. Ain't no whining. Ain't no complaining. And you got to do better, especially when you're asking for that much money. Philadelphia believed in you and gave you that much money, even though you haven't been proven that you were worthy of it. So they believed in you. They believed in your talent. They believed in your character. They believed in you. And they gave you that money, even though you haven't been proven to be deserving of it, and you collapsed and dropped the ball. Then you got to blaming everybody else for your faults, your flaws, what you didn't live up to the potential in doing. And you were so afraid and ashamed to play in front of the Philly crowd again that you caused some type of problem and try to hold out. And you did all these. I lost a lot of respect for him as a person, even though I know he's young, so he got a childish mind, but he still got people around him that know better. So the things he did was terrible, pretending to have mental illnesses just so that he can not show up to work, but you still wanted to get paid. I mean, that is just terrible, man, all around the board. That is just real terrible, very shifty and grimy. And using something like as serious as mental illness as a means to try to get off, that was real terrible. But that's something that a young dude would do who don't have who insensitive of the real issues of mental health out here, but he did that because he was ashamed to play in front of the Philly crowd because he called them a possible championship. Also, he wanted to start blaming the players when, again, bro, you $200 million. Come on, man. $200 million. Nobody want to hear nothing you got to say. You have to deliver. You have to deliver when you asking for that much money and you getting it. You have to. You are also a leader of that team. No excuses for not performing well. No excuses for not delivering $200 million and you can't give them 10 points. Man, get up out of here with that trash. No. 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 No, no, no. Get out of here with that trash, man. That's what's terrible about this whole situation with you on that end. You getting that type of money, man, ain't nobody trying to hit no excuses from you. When you making that type of money, you can't be afraid of the big lights. You can't be afraid of the big stage. You can't be afraid of the big moments. You get paid to deliver. Now, if you were just some type of bench warmer who wasn't playing all the minutes, but you playing over 30-some minutes a game, and they can't even get 8 points out you. Man, stop it. We're not going to play them games. But you want the big contracts. Terrible. So he finally get traded to the Brooklyn Nets. I think that worked better for the Brooklyn Nets. And I think it worked better for Philly too. I think the trade was good for both teams. I believe both teams benefit from this because what Ben couldn't do, you're going to get in James Harden as far as offense and needing more points. Now, the thing about what the Brooklyn Nets get in Ben Simmons, that's better than what they would get from James Harden. First of all, now the floor of the game could be more easier and better with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving out there with Ben Simmons. Because unlike James Harden, Ben Simmons don't want to shoot the ball. He don't want to be the star. He don't want to be the one that looked at or pointed at if everything go wrong and they don't make it. He want to sit in the background. What also make this trade better for Brooklyn is that James Harden, who want the ball in his hand all the time, who do like scoring the ball, what makes this trade better is that when James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Durant all out there together, that's a lot of offensive power. It makes the game more timid that they can't play freely, believing within their subconscious mind that they may be stepping on one another's toes or taking too many shots more than they should take. And it don't become as free-flowing as superstars. Now, when you put Ben Simmons out there, it makes it more easier for Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving to ball more freely without it being in their mind because Ben don't want to shoot the ball. And the thing about the Brooklyn Nets, when inquiring James Harden, they don't really need James Harden. Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant is enough offensive power. They didn't need James Harden to score the ball. So that's a good thing they get Ben Simmons because he adds size to defend the guards and things because this league now is dominated by guards. So you bring him in, he a bigger guard. He could defend the ball. He good in defense. He don't want to score. So having him out there, that's a good pick for them. Now, the thing about it is you can't have him out there on the floor without one of them being on the floor. It must be a Kyrie and a Durant out there on the floor with him at all times. He can't be out there by himself, without one of them there on the floor with him. Because you know he can't really run the team and be a superstar out there because that's not the role he want to take. Even though he want to get paid the money it takes for a superstar to do the things that he not willing to do. So I believe the trade is good on that. Then they also acquired, the Nets did get better. They got way better. They bought defense and more shooting. They bought defense and more shooting because they got Seth Curry. He a good shooter, so he going to be freely out there with Durant and Kyrie Irving. That could be dangerous. Then you bring Andre Drummond. You know, he a good defender in the paint and things like that. He definitely can give you a double-double every game. So they got better defensively, and you need that. So you add that defense with that firepower. Yeah, this could get funky. I think it made both teams made it a little more harder for the Bucks. Both teams made it a little more harder for the Bucks. So that East looking real good, along with that West. That West dangerous and that East dangerous. So these playoffs gonna be real lit this year, especially if people can stay healthy. So I like the trade for the Nets. I think they fit in real well with them. And I think the game can flow a little better. You know, about time is over with. I'm excited to see the first game when Ben perform and show up. So I want to know how that's gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to see that. So that's gonna be fire, I believe. With that being said, it's your boy Battle Truth. It ain't my judgment. That's some question. It's yours. Hit the link in the description box. Subscribe to Battle Truth. And finally, over to Ben Simmons, Philadelphia drama. He got out of Philly. He's terrible, man. This dude really got a gelatin skeleton. Because, man, all he had to do was play one game in Philly, did good, and all would have been forgiven. That's how any team sport would be. Yeah, they was mad at him, but soon the beginning of the season came and he did good, they wouldn't have cared. They would have forgot everything that happened last year. But he was so afraid to step out there. It's gonna be even worse when he returned back to Philly. So what did you really avoid? But he avoided the responsibility of wanting to be a leader and superstar. So he actually made out good because he got away with the money. He got away with the money. That's what he did. He got away with the money and he got everything that he wanted. He got to keep the money without having to have the responsibility of being the superstar, because now that fall on Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. He the third option. So he could just lay back and play more freely. He probably even play better now, seeing that all that pressure ain't on him no more, that it's on Kevin Durant and Kyrie now. So this thing worked out good for him. I think it worked out good for everybody, you know. But it is what it is. This your boy Battle Truth. Ain't my judgment. That's some question. It's yours. Subscribe to Battle Truth.